If you wanted a review video on the Epson EcoTank 4850, stay tuned because today that's what I'm going to be doing. Hey YouTube, what is going on? Brandon here with another printer video. Today I'm going to be unboxing, setting up, and reviewing the Epson EcoTank 4850. Now the Epson EcoTank 800 models were released this past September, and this is one of those Epson EcoTank 800 models. So previously it was the Epson EcoTank 4750 or 4730, and now it has been upgraded, and I'm going to talk about some of those upgrades as well in this video. Now I'm also going to talk about this printer on a basic level in case you've never been introduced to an Epson EcoTank printer, so that it's easier for you to understand what this printer is able to provide as far as print quality and general printing volume. We're going to talk about every aspect of this printer, so that's what you can expect in this video. Now there's also going to be 3 other videos. One of them is going to be how to install the ink bottles on this printer. You're going to find a link to that video in the description below. After that, you're going to find a print quality test video where we basically use this printer to print on photo paper and regular paper so that you can see the type of quality that this printer is able to produce. And finally, there will be a repair video. Basically, if you already own this printer or know someone that owns this printer, it's not printing a certain color, it's printing blank pages or choppy prints, you're going to want to check that video out because I'm going to show you how to quickly and easily fix that problem on this printer. Now, also, there will be links in the description below for various different products I end up talking about here in the video, including this printer. There's going to be a link in the description below for this printer where you can find information on pricing, other information you think I may have missed in this video, and ultimately you can make a purchase through that link. Also, this video is sponsored by the Best Printers Cleaning Kit. If you currently have a printer, as I said for this printer, that is not printing a certain color, it's printing blank pages, it's printing choppy, or one of the colors is just not printing, then you're going to want to use the Best Printers Cleaning Kit. You're going to find a wide variety of videos on my YouTube channel showing you how to use this product on various different printer models. Also, there will be a link in the description below for this product. This product has helped thousands of consumers save hundreds in potentially lost printer ink and printers. This cleaning kit can help you save hundreds if you're going through that issue, so that you don't have to buy a new printer or new printer ink. You can simply fix your current printer and get back in printing normally again. I hope this video ends up being helpful. If it is, please make sure to like. And if you want more content like this, please make sure to subscribe. Alright, so that's enough of me. Why don't we get right into the unboxing? Alright, so what you're going to be getting in the box is the printer, of course. And then you're going to be getting the ink bottles, black and color ink. You're going to be getting a setup manual with the CD to install on your PC, and you're going to be getting a power adapter. So this is what is in the box. This will get you set up and started, and that ink is plenty to get you printing for a few months and maybe even longer depending on your ink usage. That's very important to note, that when it comes to these claims that Epson is making, you do really want to take into consideration your ink usage. That's going to also play a part in how much pages you're able to yield on a monthly basis. So getting it set up here, we are powering it up. Now I will note some differences between the Epson EcoTank 4750 and now this model, which is the 4850. Speaking about power, the 4850 is actually going to be using 1 watt less than the 4750. The 4750 was 13 watts. The 4850 now is 12 watts. So you're going to be using a little bit less energy. Not a huge difference, but I am going to point out the differences. Now I did want to throw this in here, and I just wanted to say that this lineup of printers, the 4750, now the 4850, these Epson EcoTanks are by far one of my favorite printer lineups. They do great. They have all the functionality I could ask for, and they really do produce a good substantial amount of ink yield with the bottled ink. I love the bottled ink concept. So here we are setting up. You're just typing in your information. Now this screen is where you're going to decide whether you're going to use a smartphone to set up or a PC or Mac. So you have to decide which one. I would say to set up with your smartphone and also set up with your PC. This is going to take you some time, and some patience, and I'm not really going to go into the weeds of this simply because it is self-explanatory. When you scan that QR code, it's going to take you to the app. When you download the app, it's self-explanatory from there. With the PC, you have the CD that you're able to download onto your computer, and then you can also use the setup paper manual that you have that comes in the box. You're going to want to use that to set up your PC and set up in general along with this video. I'm just doing a very light touch on the setup and getting you to the point where you can start printing. So I'm just explaining exactly what you need to do. And what I did was I set up with my smartphone because it made it that much easier. Now you're setting up the rest of the printer and you're putting in all your information, the current date, whether it's winter or summer, the time format, all of that, and then it's going to lead you up to installing the ink. So once you reach this point where you're installing the ink, you have to have chosen whether you are setting up with a computer, a desktop, or whether you're setting up with a smartphone or a tablet. Because when you install the ink, it is going to prompt you on either one of your devices when it comes to your ink installation. Everything is going to be run through that process of setting up either smartphone or desktop. Now, I don't know if you caught that, but to scan that QR code, you're using the camera on your smartphone. So if you haven't done this before, you may want to watch a tutorial, look something up on YouTube. I may have something on my channel. However, it's simply just opening up your camera, putting it over the QR code, and then clicking the link that shows up. It should be at the top of your smartphone's screen. So once you're in it, once you've downloaded the app, let's say with a smartphone, you're then going through the process that they're taking you through, and they're going to lead you up to installing the ink. Now, for the purposes of this video, I'm not really going to get too deep into the ink installation. I'm hoping that you're already familiar with these printers. But if not, there's going to be a link in the description below for that video with a more in-depth explanation, and slowly you're going to see me installing the ink so you know exactly how to install the ink. Now, this paper tray is the same as the 4750. It's going to hold 250 sheets and roughly 20 photo sheets. So, of course, you can print on plain paper, photo paper, envelopes, and cardstock. That's what you're going to be able to print on with this printer. So this is the test page that you want to print out, and this is going to determine whether your colors are printing out correctly. That is a very important aspect all throughout your printer usage. You want to get really familiar with that printer nozzle report. Now, of course, this printer does do fax, and the one difference I was able to find between the two models, the 4750 and 4850, was that the 4850 has something called polling reception. That's the only difference. You're able to do 60 names and numbers up to 100 pages, PC fax, auto read. So that's what you get with the fax, and they're pretty much similar aside from the polling reception, which I'm really not sure what that is. You'll have to look that up. So now you are in the main screen on the printer. This is perfect because now you have installed the ink. You are set up to the point where now you can begin printing if you want to. This is at the point where you have everything pretty much set up. You're also really going to want to make sure you set up your Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi is going to be very important if you want to print from various devices, iPhones, different iPhones, and tablets. Now, the 4850 is faster than the 4750. The 4850 is able to print 15.5 pages per minute on monochrome, 8.5 pages per minute with color, versus the 15 pages per minute with monochrome for the 4750 and 8 pages per minute. So you got half a page faster that you're able to print. Not a big difference, but it is faster. Now, when we talk about the scanner on this printer, what you're going to be getting with the scanner is 1200 dpi by 2400 dpi. That's horizontal by vertical. And you've got a contact image sensor in this scanner. So that's the technology behind the scanner itself. Now, aside from the glass scanner, there's also an automatic document feeder, which can feed up to 30 pages at a time. So you can scan 30 pages at a time. That is on the top of the printer, and you're able to feed that through. They come out on the other end, and that is a very, very useful tool on this printer. So this is, of course, the area where the print head carriage moves back and forth and is able to print on the paper. And you're going to want to be familiar with everything on this printer, including this maintenance box on the back. Basically, what the maintenance box is for any excess ink. So when you print, sometimes there is sludge, there is additional ink left on the print head. The print head is where the printing derives from. So the ink is pushed into the print head. It is then translated from the print head onto the paper. That print head at times, like I said, gets sludged. There's additional ink that needs to be cleaned off. And the printer has a process of doing that. Also, when you're doing a print head cleaning, if you're familiar with that, or a power cleaning, that additional ink needs to go somewhere. It goes into this maintenance box. And so you can replace this maintenance box once it gets to that point. There is a place in the settings where you can find information on when it's time to change out this maintenance box. You have some time before you need to think about that. Now, this panel on the back is for you to clear any paper jams. This is important because I've been seeing a lot of comments lately asking, how do I clear a paper jam? How do I open this up? It's very simple. It's a pinching motion. You remove that panel and then you're able to clear the paper jam. So here you have your different connections. You are still able to connect with USB. So that's a direct connection to a PC desktop. Now, what I really like about the display also and the panel is that it's adjustable, so you can move it back and forth depending on where you have your printer placed. That is going to be important. Now, I hope that the format of this video was helpful to you, because a lot of what I did was I compared the 4750 model to the 4850. But we covered a lot of the different specs through that. Now, your printing resolution is the same as the previous model, the 4800 by 1200 DPI. Now, one thing that you are going to want to know is when you're doing the ink, when you're filling the ink, once everything is set up, you're going to get to the point where you're going to have to top off the ink. So there's going to be a little bit of ink left over in your bottle. That additional ink is because the setup requires some ink so that the print head is able to be set up with the ink pressure that is needed. So once you've got that topped off, you got everything set up, you're good to go. And I hope that this video was helpful. Again, there really weren't many differences between these two printers. Really, I had to dig a little bit for the differences. It's kind of like the iPhone. If you're switching between from one year to the next, there aren't much differences. But if this is your first time buying this printer, you do have some additional benefits. And you have the base printer, which was always really functional and a great printer model. We are still very early on in these Epson EcoTank series, and so I'm really excited to see if we're going to get the 4900 model this year and see if we're able to get any more page yield out of these newer models. So again, any questions at all that you have about this printer, or if you feel that I missed something, or if you have something to add, comment below. Your comments, your questions, your inquiries, everything is welcome in the comment section below. Also, if this video was helpful, please make sure to like. If you want more content like this, please make sure to subscribe. That's really all I have for today. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time.